Hey, Dr. Nick Naniga here with the VIP Weight Loss System. I have a special guest with me today, Coach Christi Bertelson with the VIP Weight Loss System. Christi, welcome to the call today.
Thanks for having me. Hi.
I'm so glad you joined me and us today on this interview, really, because today we're gonna take some time to talk a little bit about your journey in, into the VIP weight loss system and where you started, where you were, and how you came to be now a coach in the VIP weight loss system. So can't wait to dive in and allow your followers and our followers to learn a little bit more about your story and about you personally. So um, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background. You've been in the health space for what, 9, 10 years now?
Roughly 9 years. I've
Yeah.
been a personal trainer, nutrition coach.
Right on. So tell us a little bit more about what that looks like, what that looked like for you on a day-to-day basis over the years, what your focus was with your clients, and where maybe you are, today inside the VIP system.
Well, I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I'm trying to balance life within my training of, clients on the side that I have, and we strength train within a gym or online. So I honestly myself was doing a lot of things right, coaching, training, and I just kind of hit a plateau myself.
Hmm. Hmm. Christy, how old are you now?
Ooh, 42.
42. So 10 years, you're in the training industry, right? You're teaching people how to lift weights, build muscle. And, recently, would you say you found yourself feeling stuck?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I was doing everything right. Training hard, 5, 6 days a week, getting 10,000 plus steps in, closing all my rings,
Right.
feeling good about that. Tracking macros. Everything was kind of about numbers, just tracking and trying to eat clean, and then just trying to balance that life as like wife, mom, and coach. Body was not responding, still inflamed, just like bloated. I felt puffy and honestly just embarrassed that I couldn't figure it out myself. Here I was coaching other women to try to look a certain part, and kind of inside, I was slowly suffering.
Hmm. Yes. So when you say slowly suffering, can you tell us what that feeling was like, you know, on a day-to-day basis? What would you say you were struggling with the most?
Putting on clothes. I
Right?
just wanted to be able to go into my closet and put on those old clothes that I have and just feel comfortable and confident in them. And that was slowly creeping away because slowly the pounds were coming on, and I was just feeling more round and puffy through the midsection and even through my face. And it didn't matter what I did, nothing was coming off. What I used to do back then wasn't working anymore. So I think definitely it was hormone related.
Hmm.
And then with stress, hot flashes, sleep, all the things. Focusing, yes, on nutrition, but I don't think the right way.
Hmm. Right. So, and so many say that, right? When now they come to you as a coach in the system, I'm doing everything right. I'm eating clean. I'm killing it at the gym. I'm doing everything right, but I still don't love the results I'm getting. I still don't love the way I look in pictures. I don't love the way I feel in my body. Do you hear that now, as a coach with your clients?
With clients, yes. For
Hmm.
myself, not anymore.
Hmm.
Um, but I think like a tipping point for me was when I actually started going through, my camera roll, and I
Hmm.
started noticing I wasn't in the pictures as often as I used to be. And
Hmm.
that's kind of when it hit like, why? Why am I starting to disappear? And that's because my confidence was disappearing
Your
because
confidence.
of, right, because of the weight gain. Just not feeling like that confident woman that I used to feel years ago when I was at a healthy weight that I was comfortable in.
Hmm. If you had to say, what would you contribute it mostly to? I mean, some call it the lost decade. It's that period of time where you're having babies, you're establishing a career. I mean, stress is at the all-time high. Would you say, it was more stress related, hormone changes? What do you feel was contributing the most to the swelling or the inflammation you talk about?
I think definitely Definitely stress, definitely hormones. In life, it's like a puzzle. You need like the missing pieces to make it a whole. And I was missing something. I didn't know what that was. I also think my portion control of eating healthy, clean foods was in abundance. So that wasn't helping because the food noise was there.
You
Emotional
mentioned
eating.
you mentioned a while back, when we were talking, you noticed some of your friends on online. You noticed they had started getting results that you hadn't gotten. This you kind of mentioned was something that kind of made you really think twice about your strategy, and you started really considering leveraging a peptide, a GLP-1 peptide. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you were feeling then in those moments when you saw others, almost kind of having what you wanted?
Right. I watched a few friends that I knew online, even some influencers online. We follow all influencers. Who doesn't nowadays? But it's not that they were just looking smaller. It's that they were just looking more alive, more radiant, like they were glowing again. So when I had reached out to some of them, just out of curiosity, what were they doing that sparked that glow again? And they mentioned a peptide. And that's, I think, when I just realized like I can keep spinning my wheels or give myself permission to try something different.
Hmm.
So that's when I started looking into the peptide. I looked at it from a different lens.
Hmm. So, when you and where did you go? Where did you turn to? You're making this choice to do something different. Your strength training, you're eating clean. You mentioned portions probably weren't spot on, but where did you turn to get guidance?
I went to like a med spa clinic,
Mhm. Okay.
and they, ask certain questions and you fill out different forms, and they gave me a peptide and they gave me a couple options of different peptides. I chose one that I thought would fit best for me and that they approved. And their strategy with the peptide was 3 months and every 4 weeks increase the dose. So, I said yes to it.
It's a big decision. So here you are, you have your product, you're at home, and had you ever done anything like this before?
Oh no. Because
So tell us.
originally I was very much against a peptide because I thought calories in, calories out, move more, eat less, all these things that even doctors tell you, when it comes to your weight. Um, and even the first injection, I was like, I kind of hesitated with it, and I just said, you know what? Nope. I'm going to trust this. I'm going to try it. Because then I started looking up benefits of it, right? Many people, it's villainized, it's the easy way out, and I thought, oh, I'm cheating. Who am I as a coach to be taking a peptide, But when I started looking into the benefits of a peptide and again, changing the perspective and the lens, looking at it from a different point of view, as a coach, I take supplements. I mean, protein, creatine. I mean, shoot, we all try fat burners, whatever it is to try to give you that spunk, lose some weight, get back to your old self. And so I just looked at it like this is just like a supplement.
So you didn't necessarily feel like you were cheating or taking the easy way out.
No, I knew that I needed help. I really did try everything on my own, even hormone
Yeah.
replacement therapy,
Yeah.
going to dermatologists for different things, your primary care. I mean, I sought out medical advice. And again, it was eat less, move more, I'm doing all
Yeah.
the things,
You're doing
like
everything right, and you
all these things.
still feel stuck.
My body was not
Yeah.
showing anything for
Yeah.
the amount of work that I was putting into it.
Right. And we hear that so often, right? That is such
Right.
a common story with, you know, 40, 50-year-old plus women. Now, tell me, what was, you said that, tell me about the first couple weeks. What did you notice? What started shifting for you? What's going on after you take those first couple of injections?
Well, let's just say excitement and panic all at once.
Okay.
Because I lost, it was like 6 to 8 pounds in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So most women would be like, that's a badge of honor. Look, I'm losing weight. But me as a strength coach and personal trainer, I knew that that's too drastic. So it's not going to be sustainable. And at that rate, I'm going to lose too much muscle. And as a woman dealing with hormones, I need to preserve as much muscle as possible because as we age, we do lose our muscle.
Hmm.
And then even like, osteoporosis can start to hit as you age. So preserving that muscle is huge. So I knew immediately it was a red flag,
Yeah.
big red flag,
So you're
because
on one side, you're like, oh my gosh, this
right,
worked. On the other side, you're really starting to feel concern, like you said, some panic, like you know everything about the muscle system. You're a trainer, you've worked 10 plus years to build muscle. And now
right.
you're risking it all. You're risking all that metabolic currency, that is so
Right.
critical, and now you're starting to see it fade. So what do you do then? You're 2 weeks in and you're noticing rapid weight loss. Um, what did you do, at that point?
I reached out to Kim and I knew I had to have an honest conversation with her. I knew she was very well researched in the peptides. I knew her system used the peptides because I had reached out to her well over a year ago. And at that time, when she mentioned a peptide, I was like, no, I don't want a peptide. I can do this on my own, calories in, calories out. And I went a whole year suffering. So I wish I would have reached out to her a long time ago. It would have saved me, I think, a lot of heartache and stress. So I reached out to her and we talked about the VIP system, and she crafted a game plan for me. And I went forward from that moment on with her.
So now you're probably 30 days into a peptide, right? And what were some of the shifts that you made after becoming a client in the VIP system? After talking with Kim, what were some of the strategy changes that you made first?
When I did the peptide prior to VIP, no one gives you a nutrition plan. No one tells you anything about like some of the side effects really that can happen on a GLP-1, a peptide. So within the VIP system, they basically are setting you up for success because there is a very flexible nutrition plan that works with anybody and everybody, with kids, without kids. There are 6 foundational habits that we truly focus on. Um, Besides the habits, there's so much education and knowledge within the system that you learn. And I love learning. It's powerful when you learn and understand something. So I had went from not eating those first couple weeks on a peptide because it shuts that
Hmm.
food noise off. Like there's no food noise. So then you just don't eat and you're not hungry.
Right.
But the system reminded me, hey, no, even when you're not hungry, this is your time to reset your body, re-hone in to eating. Like try to like, what is the word I'm looking for? It was just a window for me to reset everything because I knew that the peptide wasn't the magic. It was eating less because it shut off that food noise.
Hmm.
So I really started leaning into trying to eat every 3 to 4 hours that the program recommends, getting in that 20 to 30 grams of protein at every meal, having a snack in between my meals and trying to get 15 grams of protein in, having fiber, getting the carbs paired with protein. So all about like protein timing, carb timing, like all these different things. And when I started fueling my body, detoxing my liver with like lemon water and then the different other fruits and vegetables that are on plan, I saw that my energy wasn't down anymore because now I'm fueling my body. Uh, I was able to start lifting heavier again because my first couple of weeks I wasn't lifting as heavy because I wasn't eating.
Yeah. Yeah. You're undernourished, you're
Right,
exhausted, you're drained, and you're losing
right,
weight and muscles falling off and,
right.
weight.
The system
Great
just
choice.
gave me,
So,
the system used the peptide as the strategy,
mhm.
but it was the nutrition plan, the habits, and then the accountability of turning in food journals to a nutrition coach, getting real time feedback from someone who cares. So I
Mhm.
didn't feel alone. So if I was stuck or I had questions, I knew I had sources to go to within the system to help me break through it. I'm a cheerleader for everybody else. I needed a cheerleader. I
You
needed somebody in my corner, and I felt that's what the VIP system gave me.
Awesome. That is so cool. And you're so right. I mean, so many out there are doing this on their own. They don't have guidance. They're kind of they're overdosing. They're not
Right,
The strategy isn't going to be something they're happy with later down the road. Now, flash
right.
forward to where we are now. What kind of results have you seen in the VIP system? How
So,
much, how much did you
yes,
lose?
so I've lost a total of 20 pounds solid. I'll teeter between, 20 to 23 pounds, give or take, water weight comes and goes. But in general, I've lost a solid 20 pounds. I'm back to my pre-wedding weight. I'm back to fitting into jeans when I first got with my husband. I mean, so it feels so good to go into my closet and it feels like a buffet of clothes again.
The key question here though, you're back to your pre-wedding weight, but are you back in pictures?
Oh, yes. Selfies again. I actually, this summer, trying on bathing suits, that's the worst. They have the worst lighting in fitting rooms. So to try on a bathing suit and actually take a picture to send to my husband to say, hey, what does this look like? To
Yeah.
be confident enough to do that is huge.
Incredible. I'm sure that's an amazing feeling to have your body back. Not only that, but to have a strategy that's in place that you can lean on, not just the peptide alone, but now you have a strategy that's healthy, that's holistic, that's going to serve your body from the inside
Right.
out for years to come.
Yes.
Congratulations on that. And congratulations on now becoming a VIP coach and helping lead others in the similar way. We couldn't be more proud of you. And one last question before we go today, and it's kind of a personal one, but after everything you've been through this past year, not just when you look in the mirror, but in life in general, what does real transformation look like to you now?
Ooh, real transformation is confidence, peace, and it doesn't fade away.
Hmm.
I'm holding on to it. So it's feeling proud of myself again because I did it the right way. I
Hmm.
reached out, I asked for help. And it doesn't mean I'm a failure, it actually just means I'm stronger because I was able to reach out and ask for help.
So well said. And lastly, there's people following you. You're hearing your story this week. They're maybe even on a GLP-1. They're maybe even on a higher dose. Maybe they're feeling stuck. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're curious. They're hesitant. For that person, that woman who's in and was in a similar position as you, who's frustrated, not showing up in pictures, don't feel good in their skin, what
Yeah.
would you suggest she do?
Stop doing it alone, reach out, ask for help. Um, Really learn what's possible when you compare science with strategy and support, because then you can turn temporary results into lasting ones.
Love that. Coach Christy, thanks for sharing your story with us and now being a part of the VIP family. And we're just so thankful for you, and we're so excited to see and to follow you and all the people that you're going to help transform their lives, not just on the outside, but on the inside. When they implement health, when they implement the right strategy, where they fuel their body, they heal their body, and the weight comes off in the process. So, congratulations on your story and sharing it with us today. We're so grateful. And thanks again for joining me today.
Thank you.